Did y'all just witness what we just witnessed? Because the courtroom didn't just break order, it broke the internet. Cameron, smug as ever, literally laughed out loud in court while Jim Jones' own son shocked the entire room by publicly standing with Chrissy. Yes, Chrissy, the same woman Mama Jones swore was the downfall of the entire Dipset legacy. The woman at the center of leaked USB drives, courthouse slaps, and whispered betrayals. And now, Jimmy's son just flipped the narrative like a VH1 reunion gone nuclear. So what does Cameron know that's got him grinning like he just watched the finale of a soap opera he secretly produced? Why is Jim Jones sitting in stunned silence while his bloodline backs the one woman his family vowed to destroy? And most importantly, what new tape, text, or betrayal is about to leak next? Because, trust us, this isn't just courtroom chaos. This is a dynasty crumbling in real time. And the cameras are rolling. Buckle up. Because what just happened inside that courthouse isn't just history, it's reality TV treason. Let's dive in. So picture this. Hardwood floors, court stenographer tapping furiously, and the sound of heels clicking down the aisle. Like it's a love and hip-hop reunion special, not a courtroom. But this wasn't just any day in court. No, sir. This was a day Harlem's hip-hop royalty cracked wide open. Why? Because Cameron showed up with a smirk, and Jim Jones' son. He stood up for Chrissy like it was prom night, and she had just been crowned queen. Let's rewind. We already know the courtroom's been the epicenter of a Dipset disaster movie. Ever since Mama Jones went full WWE and open palm slapped Chrissy across the face. We saw Chrissy pull out that mysterious USB stick like it was her final no card. Cameron was dropping leaks like mixtapes. And Mama Jones was launching merch with slogans like she lucky it was just a slap. But this new development, oh baby, it's a plot twist nobody saw coming. Because Jim Jones' son, let's call him Junior for now, was supposed to be the neutral party, the next-gen heir of Harlem's hip-hop legacy, the one who'd stay out of the mess while the grown folks duked it out. But today, he walked into that courtroom, head held high, and told the judge on record that Chrissy had been the only real one in the room the entire time. And Cam sat back, arms crossed, grinning, not a smirk, a full-on I knew this was coming, and I brought snacks grin. Let's break this down. According to our anonymous source sitting 2 rows behind the defense bench, Junior requested to make a voluntary statement during the pre-trial hearing. The judge, already over the circus, gave a reluctant nod, and that's when Junior stood, turned to the room, and said, "I'm not going to keep watching everyone trash the only person who ever had my father's back." Gasps, audible gasps. One reporter dropped her pen. Mama Jones reportedly muttered, "He's brainwashed." Chrissy didn't blink. She just tilted her head like she knew this was coming too. Now keep in mind, this is the same courtroom where Cameron has leaked audio accused Chrissy of being a double agent, feeding info from inside the family. The same courtroom where Mama Jones nearly threw hands. The same courtroom where we thought Chrissy was cornered. So why would Jim's own son take Chrissy's side? Let's get into the dirty details. Insiders say Junior and Chrissy had been secretly communicating for weeks leading up to the trial, not about reconciliation, not about PR damage, but about protection. According to one leaked message allegedly screenshotted from a burner WhatsApp chat, Junior warned Chrissy, "Mama's going to try to bury you with lies." That right there? Proof of internal betrayal, the kind that flips a family feud into a full-on civil war. And if that wasn't messy enough, there's more. Courtroom documents filed just days before the hearing revealed that Junior had requested access to the contents of Chrissy's USB drive, and not to defend her. No, he wanted to verify what was on it before it went public. Translation: Junior knew the tapes were about to shake Harlem, and he needed to know which side of the explosion he wanted to be on. Turns out, Chrissy had receipts, allegedly. The USB contains voice notes from Mama Jones discussing fake property ventures, using Jim's name, camera footage of her handing off cash stuffed envelopes to known Dipset associates, and brace yourself text threads that suggest Cameron knew the slap was coming and told Chrissy to bring evidence. Yes, you heard that right. There's speculation now that Cameron and Chrissy weren't enemies at all, but allies, silent partners in a long con to expose Mama Jones for controlling Jim's empire, like some twisted matriarch in a hip-hop version of Game of Thrones. And Junior? He's finally choosing sides. During his courtroom statement, Junior also claimed he overheard his grandmother, that's Mama Jones, Mind you, plotting with AVH, one producer to flip the storyline and paint Chrissy as unstable. According to him, they had plans to leak edited footage and revive Mama's image while turning Chrissy into the villain. The judge, reportedly stunned, the room, dead silent except for Cameron, who let out a loud, sarcastic wow. Crazy world, huh? Even the bailiff cracked a smile. Now let's talk reactions because the internet did what it always does, explode. Hashtag Team Chrissy started trending again. Twitter users posted clips of Junior and Chrissy from Old Love and hip-hop episodes, claiming he always looked at her like a second mom. Memes flooded Instagram. One viral video showed Cameron nodding in court, overlaid with the caption, "When you knew the tapes were heat," and brought popcorn instead of a lawyer, but not everyone was laughing. A known Mama Jones supporter and former Dipset manager posted a now-deleted rant on Facebook, calling Junior a traitor to the throne, and accusing Chrissy of manipulating a boy who still doesn't know what real loyalty looks like. That rant, screenshot, reposted, dragged, because fans are divided, and the war lines are solidifying. Now here's where things get even messier. After court recessed for lunch, Junior was spotted walking out with Chrissy. Not Jim, not his team, not even neutral with Chrissy side by side. One camera caught her whispering something to him. Fans are still trying to lip-read it like it's the Zapruder film. Best guess? You did good. Meanwhile, Mama Jones stormed out the back door, reportedly yelling into her phone, "Tell them it's fake, all of it." She's playing y'all, and even TMZ wasn't ready for what came next. Couldn't keep up. You're not alone because what happened next didn't just rattle Harlem, it set the internet ablaze. A rep for Jim Jones finally issued a vague, almost nervous-sounding statement to the press. Jimmy's focus is on peace, not petty. He loves his family and wants the drama to stay off the record. Translation? Jimmy's shaking in his Timberlands. Because if his son is siding with Chrissy, Cameron is cracking up in court, and Mama Jones is losing grip on the Dipset narrative, then this family empire isn't just cracking, it's collapsing from the inside out. And Chrissy, she's not shedding tears anymore. She's winning quietly, strategically, and in heels. But hold up, we weren't even close to the final twist. Because just as court reconvened and the judge called everyone back into session, a new file was submitted into evidence. A file that Chrissy didn't bring, a file that wasn't on her USB, and according to our sources, it came straight from Cameron's legal team. Yes, the man who sat grinning in the back like he'd ordered popcorn now had the courtroom by the throat, and just when you thought things couldn't get more explosive, Jim Jones' son leaned forward, locked eyes with the judge, and said the one sentence that turned the entire room into a human pressure cooker. Gasps. Real ones. Even the court stenographer paused her typing for a second. One of the bailiffs coughed so hard, it sounded like he choked on his own spit. And Mama Jones, you could practically see the steam rising off her wig. She asterisk clutched her pearls, literally asterisk, and muttered something so venomous. The woman sitting next to her switched seats on the spot. Let's pause. If you've been following this Harlem soap opera from the start, then you know Jim's son has never publicly taken a stance. He's been neutral, invisible, conveniently missing whenever the drama flared. But now, he's front and center, defending the very woman his grandmother swore was a threat to the Jones bloodline. Let's unpack what just happened. According to leaked court transcripts posted online within minutes by someone clearly with zero chill, Jim's son didn't just defend Chrissy. He blamed Mama Jones, directly, boldly, out loud. He claimed Chrissy had been the one protecting Jim from financial ruin, from lawsuits, from internal family betrayal involving fake LLCs and money being funneled behind Jim's back. He didn't name names, but he didn't have to. The energy in the room shifted. Everyone turned toward Mama Jones like it was a real-life game of Clue. Meanwhile, Cameron, still lounging like he was in a box seat at Hamilton, reached into his coat, pulled out a bag of peanut M&Ms, popped one in his mouth, and gave the most obnoxious, well damn, loud, unapologetic, legendary. Let's not forget it was Cam's leaked tapes that sparked this courtroom meltdown in the first place. And now he was watching the fallout. Like a villain in a Tyler Perry finale. Is it petty? Yes. Is it strategic? Absolutely. Because right after Jim's son gave his statement, Guess who slid a manila envelope across the defense table like she was Olivia Pope in stilettos? Chrissy, and Sis came prepared. The judge asked her to elaborate and Chrissy stood calm. Cold, calculated. I've kept my mouth shut for years to protect this family, she said. But since the court seems confused about who's betraying who, let's make it plain. Then boom, out came the receipts, emails, financial records, bank transfers, allegedly showing Mama Jones had set up a side business using Jim's likeness, name, and brand, all without his consent. And here's the kicker. It was all tied to a New Jersey warehouse that had already made headlines during a 2019 Dipset affiliate raid. Remember that ghost contract real estate scandal? Same building, but it wasn't just documents Chrissy brought. Sis hit play on a courtroom speaker, and if you thought things were dramatic before, buckle up, because that audio, it was allegedly a phone call between Mama Jones and a known Harlem fixer. In the clip, the voice says, "If Chrissy keeps digging, bury her and make it public." Now listen, we can't confirm the voice was 100% Mama Jones, but the courtroom reacted like it was. People gasped like Beyonce had just walked in. One woman fainted. The judge slammed the gavel and called a 10-minute recess, and Cameron, he stood up, clapped once, and whispered, "Plot twist." Meanwhile, social media was already in a frenzy. Hashtag Chrissy Censored started trending. TikTok detectives got to work voice matching the leaked clip against old love and hip-hop footage. One user even uploaded a side-by-side waveform analysis with a caption that read, "Yep, that's her. Same breathing pattern, same accent, same messy energy." And while all of this was happening, where was Jim Jones? Still missing. No public statement. No camera appearance, just a single cryptic Instagram story of a candle burning with the caption, "Pray for the truth." Cryptic, dramatic, useless. Back in court, Mama Jones' lawyer demanded the audio be thrown out due to unverified origins. But the prosecution wasn't having it. They doubled down and demanded a forensic investigation into the contents of Chrissy's USB drive. The judge approved it. A full forensic review was ordered on record. And that's when the story broke containment. Outside the courthouse, fans had gathered. Chrissy supporters waved homemade signs. Some wore t-shirts with her face on them. One guy had a foam finger that read, "#1 daughter-in-law, you can't make this up." On the opposite side, Mama Jones' loyalists sold her, louder, and armed with folding chairs and laminated pamphlets about family betrayal. The two groups clashed like it was a versus battle on the courthouse steps. Police were called, barricades went up, and somewhere in the chaos, someone started blasting Cameron S. diss track through a megaphone. Harlem was lit, and inside that courthouse, the drama hadn't even peaked yet, because Jim's son still wasn't done talking. From his jacket pocket, he pulled out a folded handwritten letter. He claimed it was from Jim Jones himself, dated to weeks before the original courtroom slap. Then he read it aloud, word for word. The letter included lines like, "I don't know who to trust anymore. Chrissy might be my only anchor in this mess. Tell my mom to stop acting like she's a boss of everything." The courtroom, dead silent. You could hear a pin drop. Mama Jones started fiddling with her rings like she was ready to throw them. Her legal team whispered frantically. Chrissy leaned back in her chair, arms crossed, cool as ice. And Cameron? He'd moved on to eating gummy worms. Finally, the judge had enough. He slammed the gavel and declared, due to overwhelming public interest, potential criminal implications, and social media unrest, all future hearings would be held behind closed doors. Cameras banned, cell phones confiscated, even the court sketch artist dismissed. But it was too late. The public already had the story. Too late. The world already had the story. Within hours, the full transcript of Jim Jones' son's courtroom statement had leaked online, then came bootleg audio, recorded on someone's phone, uploaded to Telegram, YouTube, and every shady Discord server imaginable. Reaction videos were flooding in. TikTok exploded with lip readers and voice analysts. Twitter was a digital battlefield. Hashtag Team Chrissy and hashtag Team Mama Jones memes were flying faster than Nicki and Cardi subs. And just when you thought it couldn't get more chaotic, Cameron decided to pour gasoline on the flames. He dropped an Instagram story, black background, white text, no tags, no caption. Just, "I told y'all." Loyalty over legacy. No explanation. Just vibes and destruction. Then came Chrissy, who went live on Instagram for exactly 24 seconds. No makeup, no lashes, no filter, just her, staring straight into the camera with that look. I kept the files. I kept the silence. But I won't keep taking the blame. Click, live ended. She didn't need more than that. But the fire didn't stop. Someone claiming to be a former Dipset tour manager launched a thread on Twitter titled The Chrissy Chronicles. A deep dive filled with alleged receipts, claims of financial mismanagement, staged fights, and hush money dating all the way back to 2013. Real or not didn't matter. The internet ate it up like hot wings during a hurricane. Fans were screenshotting, reposting, debating, and tagging anyone who ever stood next to Jim Jones. Because now the question wasn't whether Chrissy was right. The question was if Jim's son is publicly riding for her. And if Jim's own words hint he doesn't trust Mama Jones, then who's really running the legacy? And just when Harlem thought it couldn't get any wilder, it did. Because late that same night, while people were still arguing in Instagram comments and YouTubers were live streaming themselves, reading legal documents like bedtime stories, a new anonymous Twitter account dropped what it called the shadow drive. A second USB, a deeper leak. One way worse than the first. We're talking private conversations between Jim Jones and Mona Scott, where they allegedly discussed framing Chrissy for the sake of storyline. Emails showing VH1 producers trying to paint her as unstable to boost ratings and brace. Yourself fan alleged contract offering Mama Jones a consulting producer credit if she agreed to help push Chrissy off the show entirely. Yeah, that happened. According to the leak, Mama Jones was part of a long-running campaign to remove Chrissy from Love and Hip Hop, and not just from TV but from the Dipset brand itself. It didn't stop there. Emails hinted at blackballing her from brand deals, cutting her out of merchandise profits, and even sabotaging her real estate investments. This wasn't reality TV. This was a career assassination, and the worst part, the receipts were too clean to dismiss. Metadata, timestamps, fonts, headers. Fans were in CSI mode. TikTok detectives were stitching comparison clips and building case files. One girl even uploaded a full PowerPoint presentation titled The Fall of the Jones Dynasty. Betrayal in 3 acts. Meanwhile, Cameron was living his best life. From an infinity pool in Dubai, he posted a new clip, orange juice in hand, smirking. Some of y'all really thought Chrissy was the villain. Y'all owe that woman an apology back home. V1 was in panic mode. Internal leaks said emergency meetings were happening all day. Legal teams were scrambling. A cease and desist letter was allegedly sent to Twitter, but it was too late. The documents had been copied, downloaded, reposted, embedded in dozens of group chats, and already featured in YouTube videos titled Chrissy's Revenge and Mama Jones Exposed. But while the internet was at war, Chrissy was already on her next move. At 8:30 a.m., verified Instagram account tagged at Chrissy Official posted a statement that sent jaws straight to the floor. There's always been a difference between loyalty and silence. I chose silence hoping the truth would protect itself. But now y'all can hear it loud and clear. Attached to the post, a 3-minute voice note. The voice sounded eerily like Jim Jones. In it, a man vents to someone named Tone, saying things like, "My mom turned the whole crew against Chrissy. Cam knew more than he was supposed to. I feel like I'm losing Dipset to a bunch of angry old heads with personal agendas." The audio wasn't crystal clear, but it didn't matter. The fans had already made up their minds. One TikToker claimed you could hear Mona's voice faintly in the background saying, "We need fresh blood." Chrissy's story is tired. Real or not, the streets believed it and believe. That changed everything because suddenly, the same people who were dragging Chrissy just 2 weeks ago were calling her Harlem's Harriet Tubman, the woman who freed herself from fake storylines, shady contracts, and a family trying to erase her. Even Cardi B tweeted, "I been knew if Chrissy held it down and brought receipts, she deserved her own show, period." As for Mama Jones, silent for days. No selfies, no wigs, no Facebook rants. That's when people knew something had shifted. And then came the final blow, leaked hospital records. A document surfaced allegedly showing that Mama Jones had been checked into a private Manhattan facility for hypertensive trauma. Just days after the slap and court fallout, some fans felt sympathy. Others, not so much. One viral tweet read, Funny how she was strong enough to slap Chrissy, but too fragile. When the receipts hit, brutal. But Jim's son? He stood firm. In a surprise clubhouse room that hit the max limit in minutes, he said, "Y'all only saw half the story. I was raised to protect family, but family gotta protect you too." Chrissy been holding my dad down while folks around him were eating off his name like locusts. The room, dead silent, because this wasn't just a son defending a woman. This was a generational shift in loyalty, a public rejection of manipulation, a declaration that truth sometimes comes from the one everyone tried to silence. And finally, Jim Jones broke his silence, not in a tweet, not in a post, but on the Breakfast Club. Sitting across from Charlemagne, eyes heavy, voice low, he said, "I love my mother, always will. But some things happened that shouldn't have happened. Some things got exposed I ain't ready to talk about yet. But Chrissy didn't deserve all that. It wasn't much, but it was enough. Enough to shift public opinion, enough to calm the storm. And maybe, just maybe enough to set the stage for rebuilding. But rebuilding what? The Dipset legacy, the broken family, or just the truth?